Welcome to Roanoke County Today. I'm Teresa Hall, Roanoke County's Public Information Director. Thanks for joining us. This month we'll have an update on two road construction projects, one that was just completed and another that's just getting underway. Plus we'll check in with Roanoke County's Parks, Recreation and Tourism Department to see how things are progressing for the annual Renaissance Fair. That and much more. Hope you'll stay with us. Interested in keeping up with Roanoke County? Follow us on Twitter and Facebook or find us on YouTube. For a link to county departments using social media to communicate, visit our website at roanokecountyva.gov. Welcome back to Roanoke County Today. I'm joined by George Simpson and Diana Rosapep. Both are with the county and are here to give us an update on two big projects. One, the roundabout at Penn Forest Elementary School, and construction of a new library nearby. George, Diana, thank you for taking the time to bring our viewers up to date on these two big projects. George, let's go ahead and start with you. The roundabout here at Penn Forest Elementary is now open to traffic. It must be very exciting to bring this project to completion for you.
It is. It was a tough project. You know, we had a very short schedule. We had about 4 months to pull it off. And we actually opened a day early, so we're real pleased with that. But
you wanted to get it open in time for school,
in
right?
time for school, which was the 23rd, so we actually opened the 22nd. But
very close.
As we discussed, there's a lot to do in a very small area to do it in. So have to really give kudos to the contractor, W&L Construction out of Chilhowie. They worked long hours and weekends, and they took pride in what they did. So we're very fortunate to have a good contractor and a good team, so we're real pleased with it.
There's the reason for the roundabout sort of twofold. One is road improvements, but also to be an entrance to the new South County Library.
Exactly. It was a little challenging because we have a five-legged roundabout, which they're not common, but we're serving the school, the Penn Forest School, the park, both sides of Merriman Road, and the new entrance, as you said, to the library. So a lot going on in a small area.
Well, I thought it was important to bring this project up to date for citizens, because if you don't live in this area, you may not know that the roundabout is open now.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think people will again, once they get used to it, and like it, because it keeps traffic moving, but it also, a problem we had on Merriman Road was trying to calm traffic. Cars and trucks coming down the hill would develop a high rate of speed. So this slows it down and manages traffic, and I think it's going to work out real well.
Well, standing here and watching the traffic, everyone seems to be able to follow the pattern pretty well.
Yeah, it seems like it's working out real well.
All right. Well, I know you're happy too, Diana, because this is the entrance to what's going to be the new South County Library. So this is a big milestone to have this part completed.
It's really exciting to see, and it's fun to drive on. I would encourage everybody to come out and try it.
It's a larger roundabout.
Yes, it is, and it's really clearly visible. It's just a great design, and I would like to compliment George and the construction crew too for the great job they've done. I'm looking forward to the library being the next step in this project too, for that last leg to open next summer.
Right. Well, we're here at early September. Tell us about, or give us an update on the construction that's going on and taking place with the new library.
A lot of basic construction's gone on, a lot of drainage and exciting things like that are necessary, absolutely necessary for the library to have a secure future and a firm foundation, as we say. But the really exciting news is that structural steel will start going up very soon. I would imagine within a week or two. And I think when people see that, they'll start to get a sense of the real building going up and that it's progressing.
Well, I saw one portion that is up in the air. Is that going to be a staircase, or what is that? It is
a staircase. A lot of people think that's either the biggest elevator in North America or the second story. I don't know which, but that's the staircase, I believe. Is that correct, George?
Yes.
I'm not.
What is the timeline for the project?
It's really on schedule. We expect it to open next August or September. Anyway, late in the fall, or late in the summer, early fall.
And how much does weather impact a project? We're going into the winter, and I'm sure that has a big bearing on what you're able to accomplish.
It certainly did this last winter. We hope this winter is a little kinder to us. I know it impacted George to some degree on the roundabout project too. It's just the one uncontrollable feature.
That's what I was going to say. It's something that is out of your control completely.
Yep. Yeah, anytime you have a project, you have to deal with the weather, and it's a big factor.
All right. Well, Diana, do you keep updates on the South County Library on your website?
We do, and we have pictures of it that we hope people will go to take a look at and see what it's going to look like next summer.
Well, this is exciting. One part of the project is now complete. George, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Good job, George.
Yes. And Diana, as always, thank you for the update on the library. I know we'll be talking to you again.
I'm sure.
It's an exciting project, though.
It is. We're really excited.
We are too. All right. Everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back.
What's the buzz about Green Ridge Recreation Center?
It's a place that's close to my house that I can come and get in shape.
We saw the quality of the exercise environment and the opportunity for our kids to enjoy it and take advantage of really a cutting-edge fitness facility.
The staff here is wonderful. They are very hands-on. They love to help people.
Join the fun through daily admission or membership. Green Ridge, healthy fun for everyone.
Welcome back. I'm Dan O'Donnell, Assistant County Administrator for Roanoke County, and we are here today with Dr. Betty McCrary, who is the Director of Social Services for Roanoke County, and also the district also serves the city of Salem as well. And we're here to congratulate Betty on a wonderful career, and we understand you've just announced that you're going to retire.
I have. I'm going to retire January 1 after 37 years with Roanoke County.
37 years, that's amazing. And you have done a fantastic job, and we're really going to miss you. We wanted to take this opportunity just to talk a little bit about your career. You've been with the county for 37 years. How long have you been the director of the department?
I became the director in 1992. Prior to that, I was the social work supervisor, and I started out my career as a social worker doing child protective services.
Wow, so that's a great career, and you have a lot of dedication to stay in the same field. That's a tough field, by the way, as you know. Let me talk a little bit about the department itself. A lot of people think of social services in terms of the income maintenance side, food stamps and things like that, but there's really another side to it as well. Can you tell us about the two different sides of the social services department and what they do?
I'd be glad to. The income maintenance side, which is called the public assistance side, has to do with entitlement programs, which means if an individual comes into the department and they have the criteria, meet the criteria that we have, they are automatically entitled to a benefit. Those benefits include SNAP, which is the Supplemental Assistance Nutritional Program, which is formerly called food stamps, Medicaid, and TANF. Those are our main programs on that side of the house. The other side is what we call services, and those are programs that have to do with foster care, child and adult abuse and neglect, daycare, employment services, more supportive services. And sometimes when individuals receive these services, it's not at their request. Mm-hmm. The code sometimes dictates that we go out and offer these services to families.
Right. It's a very diverse operation, and I think it's important that our viewers understand that it's a lot of different services and just does a lot of things. You've been here for 37 years, so you must have seen a lot of changes. What are some of the major changes you've seen over the years?
I think on the public assistance side, one of the major changes is that when I first came to work, we had an individual worker that helped with both the public assistance and the services. And that became separated in the 70s. And when I also first came to work, it was quite interesting because if an individual qualified for a phone, you had to take that request to the board and have the board approve $6 or $4 a month for that individual to have a phone. Mm-hmm. They went to a flat grant, which meant that if an individual was eligible, they received a check and it was up to that individual then to manage their money. That was a large change. Another large change that we have seen is when in the 80s when Title 20 block grant came in, which brought a lot more money from the federal government to provide services to families, a lot more supportive services. It encouraged our employment programs. And I think now our focus is more on self-sufficiency and maintaining the families than previously when I first began, when it was more sometimes friendly visiting and just being sure that their basic economic needs were met. Now we're more broad-based.
Right. I'm sure it has changed tremendously. One of the things that I'd like to ask you is, and something people don't think about is the economic impact of your department on the community. You do bring in a lot of state and federal dollars to the community for people who need them. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I'd be glad to, because it is an area that's often unknown. In the last budget year, our department generated $79 million in revenue that came into the Roanoke Valley. Approximately $69 million of that was in Medicaid reimbursement to physicians and hospitals for medical care. About $10,000 came in for food stamps. We had 10 million, pardon me, 10 million. And we had almost $2 million that we brought in as assistance for daycare in order for parents to be able to work. So we do bring in a lot of money that is often unrecognized.
Right, and I think that is important. I think a major impact on the local economy. How about the clientele? How many people do you serve now compared to how many you served in the past?
I went back and looked at some of our statistics, and I could go back to, in 1989, we had 2,300 cases. And in last month, we had 12,500 cases. So since 1989, we've had a 459% increase in our caseload. And I also took an opportunity to look at our budgets, and our budgets in that amount of time have increased about 400%. However, the local share of that 400% has remained pretty consistent at 20% or less.
Right, and one of the things that's important in terms of the budgets is those are mostly entitlement type programs, so we really don't have any local control over that. Those are mandated programs by the state and federal government.
Correct.
That we really have to do, so it's been tremendous growth. You have had an extremely successful career, but what do you think is your greatest success that you've had, both either personally or for the department?
That's a really hard question, Dan, because I see both personally and professionally, just as you said. Personally, I've been able to achieve my licensure, and I am a certified mediator for the Supreme Court, so those have been things that I have been quite proud of and pleased that I've been able to, goals I've been able to reach. Professionally, I'm very proud of several things. One, the fact that in the 90s I worked with the county and with the State Board of Social Services for our department to become a county department. And therefore we came under the local Board of Supervisors, and our administrative board was disbanded, and we had an advisory board. So that was a major move for a local department because of the amount of support that we now get from the county. I think a second thing that's been really important to me has been the relationships that I've developed with people in the community, with our community partners, whether it's been church, whether it's been other mental health professionals, whether it's been our hospitals. Because due to these relationships, oftentimes I can call these people and get services for some of our clients. I can ask for their assistance in developing new programs or instituting new programs, and then we in turn also help them. So I think the relationships has been one of the most powerful pieces of my career. And then I think thirdly, I'm very, very proud of the work that we do in our department. We are very customer service oriented. We often have citizens that move to other localities and then come back and talk about how much nicer we are to them and more kind. But I think that one of the things that's really important in our department is that we do embrace the fact that how we do our work is important as the work we do. And I'm just very proud overall of our department and our performance and the relationships we have with the citizens.
Well, you've done a fantastic job. I've only been here 10 years, not 37 years, but I've admired all the hard work you've done and how that department operates. And one more question, what's next for Dr. McCrary after retirement?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I have 4 grandchildren, 5 and under. The unfortunate piece is that they are not in this locality, so I have been on the road a lot in order to keep that relationship with them, which I truly enjoy. And then I hope to be doing some part-time work for the Department of Defense, where I would be providing mental health support services on the military basis. So, and then I'm not sure what happens after that. My third career is going to be working in a greenhouse.
that'd probably be the one I'd aspire to myself. Well, once again, thank you for your wonderful service to the community.
On September 1st, a groundbreaking ceremony was held to mark the start of a long-awaited Roanoke County road project. Jason Bond is with VDOT and handles public information for that agency. Jason, I know you helped to organize the groundbreaking ceremony that was held just a few minutes ago. This is a long-awaited project, so a lot of interest in it, correct?
Yes, this project has been discussed probably since the late 80s and been looked at being funded since probably the mid-90s, so it's been about 16 years in the making for this project.
And we're at Route 221, correct?
This is Route 221 widening in Roanoke County. We'll be widening the road from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. And it's about a mile that we'll be widening through Roanoke County.
Why is this project needed?
This is a safety improvement project. I think anybody who drives Route 221 is familiar with the S-curves and the curvy topography. So this project will help by 4-laning the road. It'll make it a much safer road.
Right, safety is a priority.
That's right.
What has taken so long for this project? Has it been a hang-up with the funding or what?
It really has been an issue of funding. There's been ups and downs over many years with funding sort of being there and then getting cut on this project. So, and of course the cost of the project has gone up. So it's sort of been shortfalls of funding plus just the growing cost of construction projects in general have really slowed this project down and delayed it coming to fruition.
And what has allowed for this project to take place now?
Well, we're so excited this is a stimulus project. So we do have stimulus funds now to actually complete this project, and that's really good news for this long-awaited project.
And because of the stimulus money and the fact that it is a long-awaited project, is that why you wanted to have a ceremony that would bring in the some really big officials?
Well, we just felt it was an important milestone that, you know, it's such an important project. We've been trying to get it to construction for so long, and so we're very happy to celebrate that we're breaking ground on this very important safety project.
And tell us a little bit about who all was here to take part in the groundbreaking.
We had Delegate Morgan Griffith, we had Senator Ralph Smith, as well as the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Connaughton, and our Commonwealth Transportation Board member, Dana Martin.
Okay, and some Roanoke County officials.
Absolutely.
The chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board was here.
Mr. Ellswick, as well as Supervisor Charlotte Moore.
Ciarlett Moore, yes.
And you also had some citizens who were very excited about this project,
That's
too.
right. We had some representatives here from the Back Creek Civic League.
Jenny Henderson.
Jenny Henderson was here, and so yeah, it was a really great day. A lot of local interest, a lot of folks here to help celebrate the beginning of a very needed project.
Well, we've talked about the project itself. What can citizens expect in the coming weeks in terms of the road construction? Will they be seeing signs, slow down? Describe what's going to be taking place.
In the months ahead, a lot of the actual widening will be done on new roadway. So we'll be building lanes adjacent to the existing roadway. But in the further months out, we'll be doing what we call tie-ins, where we'll be paving the road back together. And there may be some delays and some traffic, and of course we'll be promoting that. VDOT will be putting out information about the traffic. And we really think that the long-term safety improvement will be worth the short-term delays that drivers could encounter during the work.
Okay, and how long will this project be taking?
The completion date is August of 2013, so it's a pretty long-term project. We're going to be out here for a couple of years through several construction seasons.
And I'm sure that people who are watching may have questions that I haven't asked you, or just be interested in the project as we go forward. Where should they go for information?
We'll certainly have a webpage linked to our website at www.virginiadot.org. That's one place you can get information. Of course, I'm sure there'll be media interest, so lots of reporters will probably be interested in the project. So I'm sure there'll be lots of local interest, but of course you can always visit our website, www.virginiadot.org.
Okay, we'll put that on the screen as well.
All right.
All right, Jason, congratulations on a great groundbreaking ceremony. A lot of folks turned out, and I know you're very happy with that.
Yes.
All right. And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
The Medieval Fair and Highland Games is a spectacular reenactment of medieval times. On Saturday and Sunday, September 25th and 26th, you can go back in time. You can experience all the adventure and all the pageantry as if you were living back in the medieval times. Now, the Highland Games, of course, are a tad bit different. They will take place just on Saturday of the fair, but they will portray incredible feats of strength by incredible athletes. When they come to the medieval fair, they will see sword play, music, arts and crafts, merchants, food vendors, entertainment, pageantry, romance, history come alive. We even have a masquerade ball Saturday at 5 p.m. The Highland Games is absolutely an opportunity for athletes who are trained to come out and participate. Of course, it is by pre-registration, and you'll be able to see a caber toss, stone put, stone hold, a hammer throw, a sheath toss, and as well as a headstone carry. But again, this is for folks primarily to just watch the incredible feats of strength, because it takes an incredible amount of practice to actually participate in a Highland Games event. We have activities for children and for adults. We have actually a mask making, we have a puppet theater, we have lots of entertainment for children. We of course will have all kinds of merchants who will have merchandise for adults and children as well. Children under 5 will be free for this event, and everyone else will have to pay $5 at the gate, which is an exceedingly reasonable cost. We work together with Medieval Fantasies Company. In addition to that, of course, it is an event of Roanoke County Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. We do have fabulous media support from Fox 2127, as well as sponsorship from Virginia Prosthetics. Well, again, the event is Saturday, September 25th, and on Saturday it runs from 10 to 6. On Sunday it runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If folks want additional information, they can always go to the county website, to the Parks and Rec website, which is www.roanokecountyparks.com, or call our Live, Learn, and Play line at 387-6455.
Tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun, whether we're talking man to man.
You don't need to be bigger than life to be a good dad. You just need to spend time with your kids. It takes a man to be a dad.
I'm Jennifer Conley-Sexton with Roanoke County Fire and Rescue Department. September is back to school month for students of all ages, and fire officials are learning that college students need a refresher course in fire safety. Along with me today is Brian Klingenpeel to tell us why. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Jennifer. Glad to be here.
Thanks for being here. You know, Governor McDonald recently proclaimed September to be Campus Fire Safety Month. Why is that?
Well, it's such an important issue because since 2000, 140 college students have died in fires.
Wow.
And we believe that a lot of that is because a lot of these college students haven't had any kind of fire safety training since they were in elementary school. This is also the first time that they're living on their own, and so they're kind of enamored with all the new freedoms they have, and they forget about some of the responsibilities of being safe and being adult and out on your own. Also, about 80% of those fire deaths have occurred in off-campus housing, and a lot of times the off-campus housing, of course, is not up to the standards that on-campus housing is in terms of smoke detectors and sprinklers and things like that.
Okay. We should mention you were recently at Hollins University for their new student move-in day. What were you doing there?
We were handing out fire safety information to all 200 of their new students who've moved onto campus, just reminding them of some important fire safety tips, them and their parents.
Okay, so it breaks down into 4 main areas we're going to talk about today. Let's start with move-in day. Whether you're moving into a dorm room or an apartment off campus, what should students be paying attention to?
Especially on move-in day, we want to check and see about smoke detectors. Again, I feel fairly confident that if you live on campus, they're going to have smoke detectors. Likely they're going to even have smoke detectors that are tied in to an automatic fire alarm system, which is awesome. Off campus, that's not guaranteed. So especially especially if you live off campus, you need to make sure that there are smoke detectors and that they are working. We also, as we move in that day, need to give some thought to 2 ways out. What's my second way to get out in case that there is an emergency? And as you're plugging everything in, we really want to encourage people to use power strips, surge protectors that have the circuit breaker that shuts off in case there's an overloaded outlet.
Okay. The kitchen. Dorm rooms probably don't have kitchens in their actual dorm room, but they do have them in the hallways or on the hall of that student's room. And then, of course, off campus, kids are cooking in the kitchens all the time. So what do they need to pay attention to there?
Cooking is the #1 cause of fires, house fires in America, and so they do need to remember if they have a grease fire to cover it. That's the best way to put out a grease fire. We never ever put water on a grease fire. And a large part of those kitchen fires are just from unattended cooking. So if you have something on the stove, you need to stay with it. You can't put something on the stove in the hall kitchen and then go back to your dorm room.
Right. Okay. All right. Smokers. There tends to be more people who smoke in colleges and so forth. So what do they need to pay attention to?
For smoking, it's discarded smoking material. So oftentimes smokers get kind of careless with what they do with the smoking material that's left over. We really want to encourage people to provide your guest with real ashtrays. If you don't provide them with real ashtrays, then they're going to find some, and it might be a styrofoam cup or a plastic cup or something like that, and that's not fire safe. Also have a nighttime safety check and check the cushions to make sure that there haven't been any dropped cigarette butts and things like that.
Okay. Candles, I know we've talked about that before. Just having a candle or an open flame of some sort, we need to be careful of that, I know.
Absolutely. Fortunately, again, in most dorms, candles are prohibited. Off campus, though, for college students, again, candles are an issue. Need to keep anything that's combustible at least 1 foot away from a candle. And again, kind of the same rule applies as with the cooking. We don't want to leave a candle in a room unattended. If you have a candle lit, you need to stay with it.
Okay. And finally, escape planning. If there is a fire, how do they need to get out? What do they need to plan for?
Escape planning is huge. We always teach that you need to have a plan and you need to practice it. Fortunately, again, in on-campus living, most of the dorms have regular fire drills once a month. That's awesome. We encourage that. Please take part in those. Take it seriously. If you live off campus, you need to be doing the same thing. You need to have a fire drill. You need to put some thought into where you're going to go if there is an emergency and practice that plan.
Okay. And where can students or parents go for more information?
There are some really cool websites that we're going to have linked to our website. One of them is from the People's Burn Foundation and an organization called Campus Fire Watch. The website is igottknow.org. It's spelled kind of funny. So again, we'll have it linked on our website at roanokecountyva.gov/fire rescue.
Okay, and then they go to the public education page and can see campus fire safety.
That's exactly right.
Great. Thanks so much, Brian, for being here today and with this valuable information. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
There is really only one boy, one girl, one tree, one forest, one ocean, one mountain, one sky, and one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, Earthshare. One environment, one simple way to care for it.
That's all for this month's edition of Roanoke County Today. For more information on Roanoke County events and programming, please visit our website at roanokecountyva.gov. Thanks for joining us.